On the Newshour tonight, on one side we have Siddharth Nath Singh, R. Rajagopalan, and on the other side we have Kumar Ketkar. KTS Tulsi is a member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha, Sankarshan Thakur, Roving Editor of the Telegraph, and Tehseen Poonawala. By the way, gentlemen, it's going to be an open debate, so feel free to come in at any point. I'll ask an opening question, then feel free to come in, intervene, listen to the other side. Let's move on. So first to the Congress party representative tonight, who I suppose is Tehseen Poonawala. He's been nominated by the Congress party to represent the Congress party point of view. And KTS Tulsi, also a member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha. I mean, there is no argument here. You may be embarrassed at what Narendra Modi has said, but he said the fact, Tehseen. There is nothing technically wrong in what he said. The elections are coming, and on the eve of the election, somehow through the back door, you try and ensure that Robert Vadra's land deal goes through. It's as transparent as that. I'm sure it's tremendously embarrassing for you to be reminded of this, that also by the Prime Minister. You can argue about whether the Prime Minister himself should be raising these issues or not, or be talking about larger developmental issues. But the fact is, the Haryana government has done what the Prime Minister has accused it of having done. So all you can do is plead guilty and say, yes, Mr. Prime Minister, you shouldn't have embarrassed us like this, but we have done it, and what you're saying is right. It's quite regrettable and unfortunate, Mr. Poonawala, that an attempt should be made to do something as suspect as this so blatantly and so openly. Yes, please, go ahead.
Arnab, before I begin, let me wish all your viewers a very happy Eid and a very happy Dussehra. Slightly belated on Dussehra, but very happy Eid and Dussehra. Arnab, what the Prime Minister forgets to tell you, and it is unfortunate we have a Prime Minister who peddles half-truths. What the Prime Minister of India forgets to tell you is not an inch, and I repeat, Mr. Arnab Goswami, not an inch of land was given by the Haryana government to Mr. Robert Vadra. Point number two, what the Prime Minister of India forgets to tell is that Mr. Robert Vadra got not one, not two, but 3 times his stand was vindicated by the Honorable Allahabad High Court, by the Honorable Supreme Court, by the Honorable Delhi High Court.
Please argue that elsewhere.
Goswami,
argue that elsewhere.
Make my point.
Argue that elsewhere. No, 1 second. Argue that elsewhere. And no, 1 second. No, 1 second. First of all, first second. Mr. Poonawala, just 1 minute. No, 1 minute. First of all, 1 second. Mr. Poonawala, what are you doing? 1 second, listen to me first. Listen to me first. Listen to me first. Listen to me first, and then I'll let you complete. No, 1 second. The first point to you is, Mr. Poonawala, that I know my name. I know my name. You don't have to refer to me by my full name all the time. That's all right.
That I'm trying to
don't peddle half-truths on the program. That's all. Don't peddle half-truths on the program. That's all.
By the Prime Minister. Now, here's the fact. The Honorable Supreme Court told and warned the petitioner that he's been filing PILs only to link Mr. Vadra because he happens to be linked to a political party. Point number two, Mr. Goswami, the Delhi High Court judgment came out as recent as less than 10 days ago. It is the BJP government in the center. Why has the BJP government not challenged it? And my last point, Mr. Goswami, to you is the Rajasthan government, Ms. Vasundhara Raje, led by Mr. Narendra Modi, came to power in Rajasthan, promising action against Mr. Robert Vadra, peddling all kinds of half-truths. Since December, more than 10 months, they have not found an iota of evidence against Mr. Robert Vadra to register even a PE.
Tehseen Poonawala. Mr. Poonawala. Mr. Poonawala, can I ask you one question? No, can I ask you one question, Mr. Poonawala?
I will. 1 second. 10 seconds more.
Mr. Poonawala, very long answer is not always the right answer.
1 second. Every time you hear the word Robert Vadra, you hear Ram Mandir, black money, common civil code.
Which piece of paper are you reading from?
Around the corner.
Which piece of paper are you reading from?
Shoot and scoot. This is the BJP shoot and scoot. At least I read facts, unlike the Prime Minister of India. The BJP has mastered the art of shoot and scoot, hit and run.
Now, if you, first of all, I think you've adopted a terrible tactic, and that tactic is called exhausting all your arguments in one go. You have a piece of paper somewhere below you, which you can pick up. No, I have no problem with it. It's not the DLF land deal that you should be embarrassed about. You've got a piece of paper, you read out all the points from that piece of paper. Now, I hope in that piece of paper you also have the mobile number of Mr. Robert Vadra. Because I would like you, Mr. Tehseen Poonawala, to call Mr. Robert Vadra and ask him one question on my behalf. Tell him that Mr. Vadra, is it true or not, that the same Supreme Court decision that I am trying to peddle on the Newshour, it was not based on the merits of the allegations against you, Mr. Robert Vadra, but the merits of the contents of ML Sharma's petition. Because when the Supreme Court decided to quash the PIL by ML Sharma to look into Robert Vadra's land dealings, it chose to do so because it said we will not single out Vadra and not others who were allegedly involved in the suspicious land dealings. Which means, and allow me to complete, please, now, because you must hear the other side now, Mr. Poonawala. No, right. You must hear. They have the patience to listen, please. This is not a Congress party meeting going on. Okay, the Supreme Court decision, was not based on the merits of the allegations against Mr. Robert Vadra, but the merits of the contents of ML Sharma's petition, which are two entirely different matters. You have to be a terrible lawyer, a person half-baked in facts and unsure of the reality to be quoting something as factually incorrect as that. You can try that tactic somewhere else.
I can answer this question.
Okay, we are getting
down. Answer the question, please.
No. You let Mr. Rajagopalan speak, please. You let Mr. Rajagopalan speak, please. Then we'll get the others.
Where is Rahul Gandhi? Where is Robert Vadra? They must answer this.
Mr. Goswami,
it is not a political question.
You run away from the answer.
It is not a legal question.
You run away from the answer
Prime Minister
of the question.
Raised it.
You know,
it is Rahul Gandhi who has to answer this. It is Robert Vadra who has to answer this.
The question is this.
Mr. Goswami.
Question is this.
Mr. Goswami.
Don't go into the legality.
Why don't go? 1 second, Mr. Goswami. For your knowledge.
Arnab, let's
get Siddharth Nath Singh in and then I'll come back to you. Yes, Siddharth.
And go to the contents.
Go ahead.
Let's lower the tempers and go to the content. And the content is, this issue has been brought up because of certain facts appearing on the Deputy Commissioner's report of cancelling the, reinstating the cancel mutation of the land which was done by Ashok Khemka. And the timing has been questioned, and the timing has political also questioning to it, and there is a logical questioning that since the elections were on, the code of conduct is on, you have given this cancelled or legitimized the mutation so that the benefit goes to Robert Vadra. And that's the core of the issue. And therefore, what Mr. Poonawala is reading out on the Supreme Court, we can go in that debate also. But because you have already stated certain facts, Arnab, therefore I will not get into it. But yes, it is an important issue. Corruption is an important issue in the Haryana elections, and this land deal has been from the day one of Haryana election been an issue, and today we have raised it because of certain facts.
And why does Robert Vadra get this treatment?
So Mr.
Can I answer the question? Yes.
No, but why does my question is very simple.
Yes,
one minute.
That's what we have raised.
No, Siddharth, 1 minute, please. And Mr. Poonawala, just wait. Please hear everybody. Have the patience to listen. This is not a Congress party meeting. You see, the question is this, please. Who is Mr. Robert Vadra? What on earth are his unique qualifications? Why does he get blessed with such special treatment from the Haryana government? Which powers does he have magically which ensure that just on the eve of the state elections, Mr. Hooda remembers that there is a person called Robert Vadra whose land deal I must clear before I lose or win the elections, whatever happens. I mean, we are simply asking, who on earth is Robert Vadra is the question we are putting tonight, that he gets such special treatment. And you want to argue legally, Mr. Poonawala. I will argue legally with you, but you will not be allowed to peddle half-truths on the program.
Can I answer?
And each of those cases, the Delhi High Court judgment, the Allahabad Court judgment, and every single judgment I can question back to you, they were not on the merits of the allegations. Mr. Tulsi, why should we not talk about the timing of this case?
You're slightly wrong on the Delhi High Court
Mr. Poonawala, let others speak.
No, 1 second, you're wrong.
Let others speak. Do not believe.
Except you're wrong on
facts. Have the patience to have others speak.
Delhi High Court judgment, you're wrong on facts, Arnab, and let me answer one.
I am never wrong on facts, Mr. Poonawala.
You are wrong on facts, Arnab. Now let me tell you two things.
Oh, Mr. Poonawala, I will come back to you. Let Mr. Tulsi speak. Do not censor other speakers. Some of them may agree with you to your own surprise. I know you don't expect anyone to agree with you, but Mr. Tulsi might. So have the patience to listen to him, Mr. Tulsi. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Arnab, I want to ask you, because your story also says that the timing is suspect.
Yes.
And you have just now posed a question to me that why the timing What is the timing? The Prime Minister also says that the election code of conduct has been violated. And he says कि ऊपर से डंडा आया होगा, इसीलिए कि जल्दी करो, सरकार जाने वाली है. I want to know which is the fact which has been revealed which can tantamount to violation of a code of conduct. Which fact has been revealed?
Sir, are you going to argue technically?
Letter, which according
are
to
you
the
going to
story,
argue technically?
No, not technically.
No. Is it true or not?
Not technically.
No, is it true or not? Let me ask you a counter question, Mr. Tulsi.
If you don't want to admit your mistake.
No, Mr. Tulsi, let me ask you. Okay, 1 minute.
No,
No, 1 second. 1 minute.
Where is the timing?
No, so Siddharth is responding to you. 1 second, Mr. Tulsi.
The timing is certainly a question.
Okay.
Mr. Tulsi, Tulsi, don't try to be a very good lawyer. You have been defending the Robert Vadra case, if I may recall correctly. The issue is which Arnab is raising on the news RAS and which we have also raised. What was the hurry to clear only one property belonging to Robert Vadra, not the others? Why did you legitimize during the election period when the results, when the new government is going to be formed? So that's been the whole issue. It is the question of why the Chief Minister cleared the file of Robert Vadra's land and legitimized which was cancelled.
Which act
so that is the
violation
key
of
issue.
code of conduct?
So let's not digress from there, and you must answer on that basis.
Is the Prime Minister not supposed to be verifying his facts?
No, Prime Minister is supposed to know, and let me be honest, we will be taking it to the election. Don't just hang on to it, and we will answer that when we go to the election commission. The issue is, who is Robert Vadra? Why this special treatment has been
why
given?
don't you accept?
Why did Mr. Hooda did it? Is he securing his place in the 24 Akbar Road? And the
Siddharth, the Prime Minister is not infallible. Why don't you accept the Prime Minister of India could have made a mistake? Because the model, you see, please understand one thing. By appearing to be resistant out there to Mr. KTS Tulsi, you are actually exposing your weakness. KTS Tulsi, like a good lawyer, has focused on the technical issue and not on the moral or ethical dimension of the issue. The technical issue which Mr. Tulsi is clinging on to is the fact that the model code of conduct came into place on September 12th. However, he does not answer the question that on July 16th, at 3 o'clock, 3 in the afternoon on July 16th, a sanction was given by the Haryana government for the mutation of Robert Vadra's land. That is not an issue which Mr. Tulsi is willing to go into because it is the chink in his armor.
No,
it is the chink in his armor.
I'm willing to answer.
No, you're not, sir. I thought you're dodging it.
I'm willing to answer.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
The issue is why this hurry and for only Robert Vadra. That is the issue.
No, please let me allow me to answer. The question is that on 16th of July, which is the date of the letter which is given on the internet site of India Today, 16th of July is not a decision.
Sir, again you are arguing technically.
From the Deputy Commissioner to the government.
Therefore, the decision has come when the Code of Conduct has come. Where is that paper?
There was a probe committee consisting of the 3 senior-most civil servants of the government of Haryana.
Sir, please. They're all government officers, sir, owing their allegiance to the state government. Please don't tell me it was an independent committee.
That report is
the 3-member committee. No, sir, that's all. Sir, that 3-member committee of the Haryana government.
On all civil servants.
Sir, please understand. The timing is suspect. Sir, the timing is suspect.
1 year old.
No, Mr. Tulsi, you may be a great lawyer, but you are not being able to answer a basic question on the timing.
The timing is.
Sir, the timing is suspect. Sir, the timing is suspect because even as of April this year, a year and a half after Khemka's decision, and a year and a half after the 3-member committee of the Haryana government came out with its findings, the status of Robert Vadra's land deal within the Haryana government was unknown. In other words, 1 second, sir, if I put 2 and 2 together, the Congress party realized that Robert Vadra is a huge chink in our armor. and we cannot take a decision in April before the general elections because the impact of that will be on the Congress party. Now the Congress party has realized we've already sunk to 44, and there is a great possibility of the commercial value of this land not being exploited if Hooda does not clear it. And what if Hooda does not come back to power? Then this entire commercial value of this property transaction will be lost, and therefore let's clear it now. Why can't we ask those questions? That's the question on timing, sir, which you are refusing to answer. Let's get Sankarshan Thakur into the mix. Sankarshan.
The committee's report is of October 2013.
Sir.
No one telling that report. That remains binding and valid.
That's a scam committee. It has nothing to do.
Okay.
It has.
Sir,
it was created to give Mr. Robert Vadra a clean chit. So let's not get into that probe committee created by Haryana government.
Sir, my question simply to the Congress party is this. What gave you the confidence somewhere between the state, and look at the timing of this. Just if you look at the decision taken in July, the decision is right in between the May 16th results and the state election. So right in between there, in a period, no, Mr. Poonawala, in a period which you thought was a blind spot, quietly go and get this cleared. Sankarshan, that's what appears to me. I don't know how it looks to you. Quietly go and get this cleared and hope that the media will not look at it.
The report was published.
Because
the report was published
Sankarshan,
in all newspapers in October.
You're on very slippery ice tonight.
Give me a chance, I'll speak.
Sankarshan, you're being very polite. Go ahead.
You know, Arnab, there are legal arguments and there are sort of administrative arguments. They have their place. To me, as I see it, this is an issue of perception. And in the public perception, Mr. Vadra lies attached to humongous wrongdoing. Let us not get away from that. Whatever may be this date, this affidavit, that affidavit, let us not even try to get away from that fact. Perception matters in politics. Despite what the courts might have said about the Prime Minister's role in the Gujarat riots, there is a perception of taint attached to him. Perception of taint attached to him for his role in the Gujarat riots. It does. Perception does matter. So to reduce everything to legality and to No. Though you make the point is, Mr. Vadra was named after Supreme Court judges, governors, this, that on every airport as a special category who will not be frisked. Whatever gave him that right?
So
the people of this country see all these things.
Of course.
What gave Mr. Robert Vadra the right to not to be frisked at Indian airports? For God's sake, there is this extra constitutionality that has hung around, appendages of the first family of the Congress, and the people have come to recognize that. And, let's not get away from that.
Sir, the legal argument does not hold, sir. I'll tell you the question is... Please.
No, it is not. I'm sorry.
Can't hold.
Members of the families of former prime ministers, yes. But no, why specially Robert Vadra? Why was he named specially? Is he a special category in this
country? Of course he is.
Named only if he's
accompanying his wife. No, and if he is, by association to a particular family, yes.
Arnab, very humbly, can I clarify the points that
by
have been raised?
By association to the family of the former Prime Minister,
very humbly,
yes.
Can I clarify the points that have been raised?
Please do make your point very humbly, but before that, Kumar Ketkar.
I thought this would be a balanced debate. Please let me clarify the point.
1 second. After Kumar Ketkar, Tehseen, after Kumar Ketkar, perception does not matter. No, my question is, Kumar Ketkar, what is going on here? I mean, does the Congress party not realize how suicidal moves like these have become? Or do you think the Congress party has gone into suicidal mode out here? That they don't care that a state government works at amazing lightning speed, all in order for the private benefit of one individual called Robert Vadra. Do you think that the Congress party has got some kind of a suicidal wish on this one?
You have raised three questions. One is the persona and character of Vadra. The second is the so-called timing, about which there is so much debate. And the third is the legality question. What I am
actually, there's only one question I raised, that of propriety.
Also, because you asked who is Mr. Vadra. So that question also comes. The point is, what Shankar Singh says is absolutely true. Why can't Congress understand that perception matters.
But they
and
don't
that
care.
perception will have a bearing on law as well as timing as well as politics.
Yeah.
So if Congress had understood that perception mattered, actually they lost the election because perception mattered. So at least now, after having lost the election, they should have taken care that perception continues to matter, and it will continue to matter in Haryana because elections are due in Haryana.
Let me ask you this.
Therefore they should have taken care whether July or October, whether it is right or wrong, legal or illegal, technical or non-technical. They should have taken care that they do not commit
My question is there any doubt in anyone's mind, Mr. Poonawala?
Ministers came to defend Robert Vadra.
Arnab, can I please?
Entire union ministers came to defend. When they were in government, all the union ministers came one by one to defend Robert Vadra. Now here, look at today.
Arnab, I would
What is happening?
Mr.
Poonawala, with all due respect, you're not even the spokesperson of the Congress party.
To Robert Vadra.
Neither is Mr. Tulsi.
Now those things
So
have to
look
come
at
out now
how
again.
things have changed.
On what basis that clean sheet was given?
Arnab, I thought in this debate I will be allowed to make my points.
No, you can make your point, but you know there is only one point today, Tehseen. No, there is only one point today, Tehseen. Just Tehseen, please listen. There is only one point. My one point is who on earth is this Robert Vadra? Well, liability of a person who is today, he's like a millstone around the neck of the Congress party, a liability at the state level, a person steeped in controversies. I'm asking you, who on earth is this Robert Vadra? That the Haryana government places an undue interest in the Skylight Hospitality and DLF deal is an impression that is lent a significant amount of credibility.
Is on your show, or is it a one-way show?
No, do you believe that Robert Vadra is getting an undue amount of interest from the Haryana government or not? Do you admit that or not? Do you believe there's a perception problem around the person called Robert Vadra or not?
Mr. Goswami, I will answer the questions, every question you raise.
Do you believe there's a perception problem around Robert Vadra or not?
Mr. Goswami, the last I checked, it was a free country. I can answer the way I want.
Sure it is, but answer my question. You can't answer your questions. You answer my questions.
I'm answering your questions.
Answer my questions.
Raised earlier by you.
Yes, answer my questions.
Please let me speak uninterrupted. I'm not going to take more than 2 minutes. Start timing me. Point number one, before I start, you said the perception around Mr. Robert Vadra. Yes, the perception around Mr. Robert Vadra, because of anchors like you, do not give me a fair chance to make my point.
Oh, please.
Point number one.
Oh, please, if you can argue on fact, please do. Don't give me that emotional argument
Let me make my points very humbly.
No, you answer factually and not emotionally.
Mr. Goswami, it's a pleasure to be on your show and not speak.
If you believe, Mr. Poonawala, if you believe that you can carry out this, martyr act, put out the persecution act, Robert Vadra is being treated so badly, who is going to believe you on that? Answer me on fact.
I have a right to speak, and
yes,
you're denying me the right.
Answer me on fact. If you can answer me on fact, answer me on fact. You answer me on fact, Mr. Poonawala. My question to you is this.
I am requesting you to let me make my points.
My question to you, Mr. Tehseen Poonawala, is this, and I would want to hear from you whether you can answer the question. The question is very simple. Please remember this, and I want a factual response, not an emotional response from you. The fact is, I have no emotion, as I told you, thank you very much. Good, I know many politicians don't have emotion. The fact is that the Haryana government placed an undue amount of interest in the Skylight Hospitality and DLF deal.
That's not true.
Is an impression that is lent a significant amount of credibility by the fact that it went on to process the files related to Robert Vadra's property at surprising speed with the Chief Minister's approval for a developmental license arriving just 1 month after the land is purchased. This does not usually happen.
Let me correct you. All your facts are wrong.
I'm putting all facts.
Can I correct you without being interrupted?
You want to argue dates?
Now,
you want to argue dates? Which is the date when Robert Vadra bought the 3.5 acres of land at the Shikopur village?
Point, or is this a debate where you're not going to let me speak? I'm fine.
When was the plot mutated?
You had me on your show. Let me clarify.
Is it true that the plot was mutated in favor of Robert Vadra's firm within 1 day of his buying the land? And is it true?
Goswami, thank you for being.
Is it true that within 1 month of that, the approval for the development license was sought? And is it true that within 11 days of that, the Chief Minister's approval came on? And is it true?
Goswami,
Is it true that within 1 week of that, the Haryana government issued a letter of intent to Robert Vadra's company? Is it true or not, Mr. Poonawala? And if all of this is true, then what do you think we will say? What kind of a first citizen is Mr. Robert Vadra that he's treated like that?
You do a great imitation of Fox News Channel.
Why don't you answer the facts,
However,
Mr. Poonawala?
I don't think it's worth applauding. Now, can I please answer every
Mr.
point you've
Poonawala,
raised?
you're doing a parody on yourself. Answer the facts.
Answer every point you've raised? You've spoken. Now, let me speak. Stop imitating Fox.
But you have no answers to my questions.
Now, please let me answer your
Do you
question.
have any answers to either of my questions, Mr. Poonawala? Do you have answers to any of my questions, Mr. Poonawala?
Once again, you're
Do you have answers to my questions, Mr.
Once again,
Poonawala?
you're behaving like Fox.
Do you have an answer to my questions, Mr. Poonawala?
Because it is going to be a far-reaching implication.
He's not being able to answer my question.
I want to answer.
Mr. Poonawala, you're not being able to answer my question.
I am ready to answer if you let me
Congress
speak.
is going to face
I haven't heard a
terrible
single
internal
answer so
fight.
far.
This is actually
because of this infighting.
And by the way,
This is
Mr.
actually
Poonawala, no, one second. I think it appears to me that Tehseen Poonawala has a strange American sort of bias.
No, you
because
have
we are India's number one news channel. We are India's number one news channel. You can want to imitate every single congressman. We are fairly independent in the way that we think. And if you have no answers to the question, say that.
all the answers. You're not letting me speak, but
you haven't answered a single question. I'm not your buddy. Please answer the questions now. Thank you.
Whatever you ask, Congress does not answer.
Mr.
It is Rahul Gandhi who should come and answer. It is Robert Vadra who should answer.
Mr. Goswami.
Not Tehseen Poonawala.
Mr. Goswami.
Congress should articulate it very well. Why senior spokesmen are not coming? Why Bhupinder Hooda did not answer it properly?
He answered today. Mr. Rajagopalan was perhaps snoozing. Can I please answer every point? First of all, to your point, Mr. Rajagopalan, Mr. Hooda, can I please speak? Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity. Now,
answer the question, sir. Answer the question.
Thank you. First of all,
answer the question.
First of all, Mr. Rajagopal's charge, Mr. Hooda answered. He's challenged anybody, and I challenge you, Mr. Goswami, to produce 1 inch of land that was given by Mr. Hooda to Mr. Robert Vadra, 1 inch. If none of y'all have that papers with y'all, please do not make false allegations. You're right, you're the number one channel in this country.
God,
be responsible. Point number 2. So every single point that you are raising, Mr. Goswami, and you asked me why did Robert not answer? Robert answered in the Allahabad High Court, in the Honorable Supreme Court, in the Delhi High Court.
It is a future politics.
The Delhi High Court, the Delhi High Court,
Congress will not be able to understand these implications.
Why doesn't Mr. Rajagopal, can I speak?
Why can't Congress go to Election Commission and file a complaint against Prime Minister? You do that today.
Every single point was...
You talk about the future. No,
I would appreciate a chance to be allowed to speak without being interrupted.
It is a political issue.
I would appreciate...
politically.
Well, as far as the Delhi High Court, as far as the Delhi High Court is concerned, and by the way, no, 1 second, 1 second, 1 minute, Mr. Poonawala, 1 minute. No, minute, please, Mr. Poonawala. I tell you 1 second, Mr. Poonawala, I'm glad I drew you back into the details. I thought you were a brand ambassador for Fox News. My question is this: the Delhi High Court on September 17th this year quashed the petition which you keep referring to like a broken record, seeking a CBI probe into Vadra's land deals but what you don't explain to our viewers, and I don't like half-truths, Mr. Poonawala. I like either the complete truth. You will not utter half-truths on my program.
You're not letting me speak.
Let me tell you what you're saying is a half-truth, Mr. Poonawala.
I want to speak.
What you're saying is a half-truth, Mr. Poonawala.
By the Prime Minister of this country, I want to answer every question. Every time I start speaking, you interrupt me or Mr. Rajagopal interrupts me. Let me speak about the Delhi High Court. In the Delhi High Court, the specific question raised before the Delhi High Court was for a CBI inquiry. The petitioner, Mr. M.L. Sharma, told the Delhi High Court, the Chief Justice, that he made a presentation to the CBI.
Please let me speak.
I understood,
Mr.
want to know about Listen, this is amazing. You will interrupt me. Mr. Rajagopal, please let me speak.
Prime Minister
Mr. M.L. Sharma,
Mr.
Congress
should come and counter.
Anna, this is amazing. I have all the answers I want to answer.
Rahul Gandhi should
Mr. M.L.
Vadra should counter this. Because it is going to be a far-reaching internal Congress.
This is amazing.
Conflicts.
I am just not allowed to make a point on your show.
You are
because
repeating the same
Mr.
thing.
Goswami,
you are coming back to the same point.
A biased debate.
No new points.
The fact is, Mr. Goswami, in the Delhi High Court, the CBI point was raised.
Mr. Poonawala, no half-truths, please.
Again, you will not let me make my
point.
Half-truths. You interrupt me.
No half-truths. I'll tell you. No, I'm making a comment. I'm saying tonight that you're putting a half-truth in the public domain and I object to it. The Delhi High Court, let me tell you. No, you can counter me if it's true or not. Please tell me, Mr. Poonawala. Mr. Poonawala.
You're not allowing me to make my point.
Mr. Poonawala, I'll
just explain one thing and then I have every answer.
I'll mention a point to you. Okay, Mr. Poonawala, first of all, collect yourself. You're crying yourself hoarse. Collect yourself and let me make my point. Now, my point to you is the Delhi High Court quashed the petition. Why? Because it was outside the territorial jurisdiction of the court, and the petition lacked any official documentation and was filed on the basis of media reports. Because it was outside the territorial jurisdiction of the courts. And I'll quote to you what the Delhi High Court said. It said, and I quote, the alleged illegal transactions into which the petitioner Sharma seeks investigation by the CBI have taken place in the state of Haryana and the state of Rajasthan beyond the territorial jurisdiction of the court. Now, you want to go around celebrating that a court refused to take cognizance because it was outside the territorial jurisdiction of the court.
You're not letting me speak.
Please go ahead and celebrate.
I am glad you brought in Rajasthan and Delhi. Please let me speak.
Please go ahead and celebrate, but don't give half facts on the program.
Country, please let me speak. I have the answers.
And also the Allahabad High Court. Also, the Allahabad High Court had rejected Nutan Thakur's plea because, again, the merits of the petitioner and the manner in which the petition had been filed and not the allegations against Vadra were under doubt.
Goswami,
so all these three cases I brought to your notice.
You've made up your mind on how you want to conduct this debate. I tweeted before this debate, I hope I have an opportunity to speak. I want to
No, I'm giving you all the opportunity. You're not being able to establish.
No, you're not, because you interrupt me. About the Delhi High Court, let's answer each thing at one point at a time. About the Delhi High Court, the petitioner ML Sharma told the Delhi High Court that he even made a representation to the CBI under this government, and the CBI also found nothing wrong. What stops Prime Minister Modi from instituting a
Supreme
CBI
Court
inquiry?
decision was
Point number 2. Since Rajasthan is their government last 10 months, what stops Prime Minister Modi?
So now you are changing your argument.
Conducting an inquiry.
Now you are changing your argument.
Mr. Goswami, let me answer.
So what you're saying is,
Point
Siddharth Nath Singh is responding.
Point
the
number
final
3,
justice
Mr. Goswami,
will come out.
I have challenged you.
Mr. Poonawala, don't jump so much.
To show
don't
me
jump
1
so
inch
much.
of land.
It is not the end of the story.
I am asking you.
There is going to be including
just like
Rajasthan.
land
I
was
those
given
deals.
to Mr. Adani.
I am asking you.
So please have patience.
I am asking you one question. I am asking you one question on this program, and my question to you is very simple. First of all, Mr. Poonawala, let me make a substantial point to you tonight on the Newshour, please. My point is this. My point is from the point of view of the ordinary citizen of this country. And I ask you tonight, don't quote those court orders. I put them in dispute. I do not believe that a court order that is there. Mr. Poonawala, hear me please now. Now hear me please, Mr. Poonawala. You know, Mr. Poonawala. Mr. Poonawala.
Because you will not let somebody speak.
Mr. Poonawala, I'll let you speak. Come on.
You're not letting me speak.
But you don't understand.
I understand I'm in a kangaroo court. I understand. I totally understand.
No, this is neither a court and neither is anyone a kangaroo. And I don't know what is wrong with you. You are seeing apparitions of animals tonight. First you mentioned foxes. Now you mentioned kangaroos. I request you to focus on the questions which I am asking. And neither foxes nor kangaroos, Mr. Poonawala. My question is, you pointed out 3 court verdicts. I proved to you, now hear me, I proved to you the Supreme Court verdict was not on the merits of the allegations. Okay? I proved to you the Allahabad court verdict was again not on the merits of the allegations. I proved to you the Delhi High Court verdict of September 17th this year was on the basis of this entire issue being outside the territorial jurisdiction of the court. So I basically demolished your 3 little arguments there. Having done that, my question to you is more basic. My question to you, sir, did you not feel or realize that the general election of the year 2014 was a general election against crony capitalism, against dynasty, against a culture of entitlement, and against corruption? And my question to you, sir, is on what basis can you come and say after this, after all of this, you can question the manner in which a state government puts its entire machinery at stake and its speed at stake, its credibility at stake to service the interests of a individual? How is it possible today, and how do you expect this will not be questioned in a free and democratic society?
On your channel, Mr. Goswami,
sir, I'm asking
you are giving incorrect facts.
I'm asking
fact
you.
Number 1.
Why?
Fact number 1.
Well, you can say what you want.
Fact number 1.
Question is,
well, clearly you should have understood what you wanted without letting me have a word.
You should have understood the message that people have. They will not take this. And why did you think this could be done through the back door on the July the 16th?
Mr. Goswami, If merits are there, then jurisdiction is not.
Now
an
you're beginning to
obstacle
read
for
from
the
that
Supreme
piece of
Court
paper
to
again.
act. Yes,
Siddharth,
I'm reading from the Supreme Court judgment. Now
you're again reading from that piece of paper because you finished your arguments.
No, you've not diminished nothing. It's a one-way conversation where you are having and you like the sound of your voice. Now let me speak.
Now, Mr. Poonawala,
I think
Mr.
Poonawala,
I like facts. Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh wants to say something
you have shouted enough.
Now,
you
Mr.
have
Poonawala, hear the other side.
You have been
Siddharth Nath.
boxed today on all your arguments. Let's be simple. Let's be simple and answer.
Whose government is
why
there in Rajasthan?
was this
Why have you
favour
not
done
acted?
to Robert Vadra only to one individual? And the basic issue is that why legitimize in such a hurry something which had been cancelled, the mutation was cancelled, and that is the only why one person has been given this benefit. Please answer this. We'll be all satisfied.
Because Siddharth, that is not true. You've come on this channel and like your Prime Minister, you're peddling lies. Over the last 1 week, there is not one mutation that has got a green signal. There have been several mutations and transactions.
I am talking of the mutation of July.
In a registration.
Why is your argument getting mutated now?
Listen, if I'm answering.
You're mutating your argument now.
Per day, I am not. Per day in Haryana.
Can I speak in
No,
this?
1 second. Per day.
Yes, Mr. Rajpal.
1 second. Again,
it is
Mr.
going to-
Goswami, you will not
Arnab-
let me answer on facts.
Arnab,
Because
allow
you
others
made
to
up your
speak.
mind.
All I'm
Arnab,
saying is
allow
have a
others to
sense of
speak.
logic. I'm
It's
saying
not
have a
only
sense of
between
logic.
Tehseen
And no, I want to
Arnab,
explain
Mr.
to
Goswami.
I want to
Arnab,
explain to
sense
Mr.
of balance,
Poonawala.
Mr. Goswami.
Mr. Poonawala, don't Mr. Poonawala, I'll tell you one thing. You see what happens
sense
is
of balance.
once what happens is Mr. Poonawala, when you walk into quicksand, whether you dance in the middle of quicksand or whether you stand still, you are going to sink.
Who's not going to let somebody else make a
that is
point.
what has
That's
happened
what
to your
happens.
argument
You
today.
decided it's a quicksand.
No, you walked
are the
into
judge,
quicksand. Now I'll explain to
prosecutor,
you
and
why,
you give
Mr.
the judgment.
Poonawala. No,
Excellent.
please. Mr.
No,
Poonawala,
please.
see, it's a serious
You made up
issue.
your mind.
The government
Let me
sanction
speak.
on the mutation is curious for several reasons.
Does
And
government
please,
stop working?
let me explain to you and only prompts
For
one to
private
ask
people?
if the state government has had a hand in facilitating the deal. The deputy commissioner claims in his letter that Khemka's decision was not right
Boss,
as per law.
whatever the
But consider
one second,
this, it is good for you to listen. It is widely
good for you
believed
to
that the
let others
decision
talk.
of the director for consolidation is a quasi-legal one. In that event, the logical issue is, should it be the job of the state government to overturn the decision instead of the courts? Should we not ask why
court
either of
answered
the
the
parties
question
did
not
not
once, but
approach
3
the
times.
courts to overturn Khemka's decision? There have been other
second.
cases where decisions by Khemka related to
I'll
other
answer
land
your
dealings
question if you
have
let
been
me.
challenged in courts.
I'll
And the
answer your
court
question.
has ruled against him. A similar approach
Mr.
could have been
Goswami, I have
adopted
the
here.
answers. Let
It
me
was
answer.
not done. I want to know why it was not done.
I'll answer you. When the first time, second time, the courts ruled in favor of Mr. Vadra, what stopped Mr. Khemka from going to court? Point number 2.
Have
Today, when the
other
Delhi High Court
decisions of
verdict-
Khemka
when the
been
Delhi
challenged
High
in the
Court
courts or not?
When the Delhi High Court verdict came in favor of Mr. Vadra, what
are you
Siddharth Nath
saying
Singh's
now?
party? What stopped Siddharth Nath Singh's party to appealing in the Supreme Court? What stopped them? If the merits are so strong, what stopped Siddharth Nath Singh's party
worry.
from conducting
This
an inquiry?
is like a murderer saying,
The merits are so strong.
What were
Why
you
is
doing when the
Rajasthan
murder was
not
happening?
120
acting?
days is
Because
not
you have
all
no
that.
merits, but
There are-
Arnab Goswami and Siddharth Nath Singh want to just shout.
you wait.
Sankarshan,
You may wait.
Sankarshan,
please.
no, one
Today
second.
is not
You
the
have
last
no
day,
facts.
and neither
That's
15th
not
of
the facts.
October will be the last day.
Well, I
What
think
stopped you from acting in Rajasthan?
Sankarshan, I think I've never heard you give as
process.
no, one
will go
second.
on.
to go.
The justice will be done. The guilties will be
When
punished,
every time
including
you
in
hear-
Rajasthan and including the state of Haryana if something has
10
been
months
done
it's your
wrong.
government. You all have not fulfilled one promise of black money, Pakistan, China. You all have nothing to showcase. So you come back on last
So we
year.
can get the Robert Vadra land
Mr.
deal done.
Poonawala,
All you have
don't
to talk
rattle
about
what your senior
because you
leaders
all
have
are
been
failures.
saying.
No, what is this argument?
Sonia Gandhi doesn't know the fact. The first cabinet meeting we cleared the SIT.
No, what kind of argument
On the
is
black
this?
money,
Well, the
which was
argument
pending
is
under
such
the Supreme
that you
Court
have
direction
no-
with the
the argument is such that
UPA
because
governments in
because
2000.
Narendra
One second.
Don't let me
Zero
rattle out all those
All
things
you do
and
is
give
you
you the
come and
facts.
attack Robert
The issue
Vadra.
is Robert Vadra. Don't tell me about things.
The issue is that Siddharth Nath Singh's party is a failure. The Prime Minister has fulfilled zero promises. So he's got back to
No, 1 second.
That is the truth.
One second.
and the
Now, what
complete
kind of argument have you?
My dear, we have 5 years of mandate. We
What
will
kind
prove
of-
ourselves. After
And the
5 years,
country
you
is
may ask
seeing the
me.
kind of
No, what kind of argument is this, Mr. Poonawala?
You could not do anything. You are asking me a question on 100 days? What a shameful thing you are doing.
No, Mr. Poonawala, this is a very intriguing argument. Sankarshan and Kumar Ketkar. Mr. Poonawala, may I congratulate you for having silenced Sankarshan and Kumar Ketkar. Both today who are listening on now. You see, this is a very intriguing argument. This is a very intriguing.
There is no answer, Arnab.
No, this is very.
Congress party did not
When
give
Modi
any
has
answer.
no answers to his
Congress
failures,
did not
all
give
Modi
answer.
gets into
They
is
are repeatedly going
Robert
round.
Vadra, Common Civil Code,
Congress should
Ram
come to the
Mandir.
answer,
He
Robert
has no
Vadra.
answer. Please answer
Congress
Pakistan,
should come
China,
to Robert
black
Vadra.
money. You
No
have no
other issue
answers.
here.
You have no answers.
Point is,
So you go back on
Congress
soft
should
targets.
answer.
The Prime Minister is a failure.
Robert Vadra is a soft target. One second. Sankarshan and Kumar Ketkar. Tehseen Poonawala's basic argument is Robert Vadra is a soft target, and you have not solved the border problem with China, so don't question the Robert Vadra land deal. I didn't quite get it's a very intriguing line of argument, but it's his anyway. Sankarshan, your response, please. Kumar Ketkar, I'm coming to you in a minute after that. You've both been listening very quietly. Sankarshan.
You know, listening to all of this, one question has arisen in my head. In the past, in the long sort of public and legal inquiry into the businesses of Mr. Vadra, the Congress has consistently said we have nothing to say because he is not a member of the Congress party. I was only wondering what capacity Mr. Poonawala here is in. Has he been appointed by the Congress party?
No, why do you defend Robert Vadra?
But has the Congress party finally...
I checked this was a free
Why do you
country.
defend
I can
Vadra? Then
defend who I
Congress does
want.
not come here.
There's somebody who
Has
needs
the
to speak
Congress
up
party
against the lies
appointed
that
him
have
to
been
defend him, or...?
He has the Congress party's approval to defend Robert Vadra. Yes, I'd clarify that.
That's very gracious of the Congress party. I'm not a
Well, I don't know about grace. I'm just being honest here. Come on,
Tehseen.
Tehseen. You know the facts.
I will stand up for who I believe is
You are
right. I'm
speaking
as
on behalf of the
neutral as
Congress
Kiran
party
Bedi,
tonight.
As neutral as Kiran Bedi, Ashok Khemka and Vinod Rai are neutral.
That's all
as
right.
neutral as them.
That's all right. Stay to the
Absolutely.
facts. Emotion
Absolutely.
is never a response, please, here in this case. You see,
It's a
you see,
I'm as
when
neutral
we
as
are
all
only
of them
talking, what's going on?
Actually, it is quite simple in the sense
the Congress doesn't
Mr.
get away either
Vadra's
way
name-
because nobody is going to believe that Mr. Vadra is not a protected creature of the Congress party. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
Well, actually it is absolutely obvious that the name Mr. Vadra itself is a political name. It is not just a family name. It's not just a question of security at the airport or custom clearance at the airport. Vadra's name is political, and that everybody has understood.
So why
and
have
in
they done
that case, therefore, it becomes a matter of political perception. How come Haryana government, what Rajasthan government does, it's its own business. How come Haryana government clears something which is questionable, either in the court or in the political court? How come they do it when the whole issue is political? His very name, his association itself is political.
No, but my question is, why would Hooda?
It is not a legal question. It is a political
you
question.
See, what does the Congress party want to do
but
today?
the question is, it is political question.
But the Congress party wants to distance itself from Robert Vadra. We know all Congress leaders who say, please don't bring Robert Vadra into the mix. We want to keep a distance from Robert Vadra.
If the party wants to distance itself,
Well, unfortunately, they can't.
Name somebody.
They cannot, Arnab.
You know, Mr. Goswami.
You
know, Mr. Goswami. In the history of this country, in the history of this country, just one point in the history of
talking about the country's history.
This shoot and scoot, hit and run politics, this spoiling name was done with Rajiv Gandhi in Bofors. They did it, they found nothing. This witch hunting was done against Indira Gandhi. The people of this country are watching and they will answer very, very decisively. History is repeating itself. You all can target Robert because he's soft today, but the fact of the matter is you all did this
How is he soft?
With Robert, and the fact of the matter is, Mr. Goswami, you do not allow people who have another
How
point
is
of view
Robert
to express
Vadra a
their
soft
point.
target?
The issue can be debated.
No, one
It's
second.
absolutely a soft target.
We all know what
Because
went
the fact
wrong
is,
there,
I want to give out
how
facts.
it was
You do
covered
not
up.
allow me to make my points.
How is he a soft target? Sorry, please. I like that emotional pitch to your argument.
There is no
How is he
emotional
a
pitch.
soft
There is a
target? I'm
logical
worried.
pitch based with judicial judgments which you do not seem to consider. There is no emotional pitch out here.
Mr. Poonawala, when you go back today and you think with a cool head, when you go back home today and you think with a cool head, you will ask yourself one thing.
I'm absolutely thinking with a cool head.
Now, please listen to me, Mr. Poonawala. Listen to me. Mr. Poonawala, listen to me. You see, I'll tell you one thing. what you want us to believe, what you want all the people of this country to believe is...
I don't want anyone to believe. I want the facts to come out.
Please, you know, the problem is, listen, you're out, at least listen when you're out of power. When you were in power, you never listened. Now when you're out of power, at least listen. It might help you come back to power. The question is simply this. Now, when you go back and think today with a cool head, what was I saying? You will realize that no Indian will believe you when you say this is all a magical coincidence. There is a man called Hooda. He happens to be from the Congress party. There is a man called Robert Vadra. He happens to be married into the Gandhi family. Please, now let me complete. And it is one happy coincidence that they all seem to be working to each other's advantage. Now, I'm asking you tonight, just as the Haryana government has acted in time before the elections to legitimize the mutation, just as the Haryana government moved swiftly to process the files pertaining to the Vadra deal, it moved quickly to transfer Khemka in October 2012, just hours after he had sought data related to Robert Vadra's land dealings. How can you claim that this decision is a coincidence? Is this whole world a gigantic coincidence? That Khemka gets transferred, Robert Vadra gets the land, and Hooda acts just before the elections? One big coincidence. You think people are foolish, Mr. Poonawala? You think people won't see through this?
Proof?
You want people won't see through this, Mr. Poonawala? Come on.
Is it a coincidence?
Come on, Mr. Poonawala.
Is it a coincidence that there is a debate going on where I'm not allowed to make my point?
Well, I mean, I've been allowing you to make your point. You've just not been able to make a convincing point at all so far. Can you give me proof?
Mr. Goswami, can you give me one proof that there has been no other transaction except this that has been cleared?
What are you saying? Are you saying if there are other questionable transactions, allow this one as well?
Give me proof.
Are we going to reduce the level of our
transaction, my dear?
Sankarshan is questioning you, Sankarshan.
Private transactions.
Sankarshan.
Are you telling me...
I thought we were talking about this transaction.
Are you telling me private mutations have stopped being registered?
I am asking, Sankarshan is asking you a question about this one.
Oh, listen. 1,000 other wrongs do not make this right. I'm sorry. That argument doesn't wash.
You don't have proof, Mr. Goswami, nor do you have proof, nor does Siddharth have proof, nor does Mr. Rajagopalan have proof. There have been several mutations taking place every day, but you, Mr. Goswami, make it seem like only one has taken place.
Yeah, but people don't make... people don't make a killing of 500%. Hello?
Everybody is talking about a controversial mutation which was cancelled and legitimized. We are talking about that, not just on the mutations happening in Haryana.
I'm glad, Siddharth, that like your party, you changed the goalpost.
It was cancelled, it is controversial, and that has been legitimized by a government which is going to exit.
You change the goalpost when you start
a small GK question.
An argument, you change the goalpost.
I have not changed.
Speak about both the things.
I've kept the goalpost.
Mutations are taking place.
My question is to Mr. Hooda.
I'm grateful for
that. Are we questioning any inch of land of the government?
Point number 2.
We are questioning the action of the Haryana government.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I'm answering it.
Okay, so my question is
every day.
My question is
there have been several.
Okay, Mr. Poonawala.
Only Robert's mutation has taken place, nothing else.
Mr. Poonawala, this is a
keep quiet because you've come on national television and made a
Mr. Poonawala, this is the world of magical coincidences. No favors are ever given, and people buy land for 7 crores and they end up making over 50 crores within 3 years. If that's not a 500% profit, I don't know what is.
And 7 crore is also not in cash.
Yeah, the 7 crore is also not in cash.
7 crores is not in cash.
That's a lot of money. May not be for you.
I dare you to have an inquiry. If the facts and merits are so clear, why didn't you become a party to the case?
All right. Tehseen Poonawala disagrees tonight.
You won't become a general secretary of the Congress party. Let me tell you by
and he disagrees with the facts, but the land row is back, and how we're following the story. We'd like to hear everyone's version, including Mr. Vadra's, if he chooses to speak. Thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.